Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Riku from Japan. This channel is all about Go, which is an exciting and easy to start board game. Continuing from the previous video, today's topic is about Joseki. By learning Joseki, you will be able to play evenly with your opponent in the early stage of a game.
So, let's begin with the reviewing of what you learned in the previous video. Third Point Joseki. Do you remember the response of third point? I play black, so you think of the moves of white. Where to begin? Yes, here. White 1 approaches a corner. Then, black 2 responds with a knight's move. What's next? White 3 should be placed here and black 4 is put here. So what's the final move of white 5? Yes, here, by using a 2-space jump. Do you remember well? If you don't, review this again and again, because this is the most basic Joseki and you must use it in games. Nextly, let's review the pincer movement of third point Joseki. This time, I will play white, so you should think of the moves of black. White 1 approaches the corner. Now, where should black 2 be put? Here, to sandwich white 1. Then, white 3 is put on the 3-3 point. What's next? Have you decided? Yes, black is put here to interrupt white to connect stones. After that, white 5 and black 6 is put here. Then, white 7 is put here. What about black 8? Black 8 should be played here to stop white's attack. Nextly, white 9 is put here to protect white 7. This is a last question. Where should black 10 be? It is put on here to prevent white from cutting black stone's connection. Finally, white 11 extends here. Now, reviewing is done, and we will move on to new Joseki. Today, I will introduce 3-4 point Joseki. 3-4 points are the intersections of third and fourth lines from the edge. A 19 by 19 board has 2 3-4 points on each corner, meaning 8 3-4 points in total. There are 3 major types of approach moves of white to 3-4 point placement. A is a one-space high approach, B is a small knight's corner approach, and C is a large knight's corner approach. First, let's take a look at A, one-space high approach. The most common response of this is here, black 2. Then, white 3 stops and black 4 makes the connection. After white 5, black 6 secures the territory. Finally, white 7 extends. What if white 3 was put on another point? If white 3 responds like this, black 4 cuts it. Though white 5 makes black 2 under Atari, black can extend to the left or right by placing black 6. This placement of white 3 is not recommended because it gives black an advantage. The moves from white 1 to black 4 are the same as the last one, but white 5 is put here. Then, black 6 extends and as well as white 7. Next Joseki is the pincer movement of 3-4 points. Although I'll introduce this Joseki, it is better to use the Joseki I explained earlier because pincer movement is more complicated and difficult. Now, let's see what it's like. After the pincer movement of black 1, white 2 responds on here to go to the center area and to prevent black from having a connection. Then, black 3's 2-space jump, white 4, and finally black 5. There are several possibilities of white 6 placement. Therefore, you should decide the move depending on the strategy. That's the most basic and common pincer movement Joseki. There are actually so many more of this, but I'll stop here today. It responds white 1's approach move by black 2's knight move. Then, white 3 and black 4 are placed. After white 5 makes a connection, black 6 responds, and finally white 7 extends. This Joseki is a basic one and worth remembering, but not really common, because black can't build a large territory while it can expand its influence toward the right area. Next Joseki is a high approach. After the approach move of white 1, black 2 attach to that. Then white 3 is placed, black 4 makes a connection, and white 5 responds. After black 6, white 7, and black 8, black secures territory on the corner and expands to the right area. Finally, let's review the Joseki we've learned today. By the way, you don't have to remember all the Joseki. I recommend beginning with finding your favorite one. So for now, let's review the most basic Joseki. Black 2 attaches to white 1. There are 2 different responses to this. Think of the moves. I'll give you a moment. Are you ready? Let's begin. After black 2 attaches to white 1, white 3 is placed and black 4 extends. Then there are 2 types of moves of white 5. First one is connecting white 5, and then black 6 extends and white 7 extends too along the upper side. Another pattern is putting white 5 here. Black 6 is put on the same point as the other one, and white 7 extends 1 point. These 2 Joseki are the most basic ones, so I recommend remembering at least one of them.
Today, I'll introduce the 3 4-point Joseki. I know you've already felt it was a little too much, but there exists much more than this. I will introduce some of them at another time. Again, find your favorite Joseki and review that. See you in the next video.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and be sure to hit the subscribe button before you go. See you in my next video.